Welcome to the Scenario Podcast, your guide to mental health and well-being. Each episode, we uncover practical tools, discuss expert insights, and explore how supplements can transform your mental health journey. Get ready to learn, grow, and thrive with us.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We unlock the most crucial insights from key sources, and today, we're tackling something fundamental: sleep.
But not just any sleep, right?
Exactly. We're going beyond the basics into what the research calls core sleep. For anyone tracking well-being, sleep isn't just rest, it's performance fuel.
It really is.
So we've gone through a ton of material to figure out what makes core sleep so vital for, your body and your mind, and maybe more importantly, how you can actually get more of it.
Understanding it is the first step.
You know that feeling?
Yeah.
Waking up truly refreshed, like everything's been reset.
That's the goal.
That's what we're aiming for. So our mission here is to unpack what core sleep really is, why it's so incredibly crucial, and, how to make it happen. Let's dive in.
Okay.
So for listeners familiar with sleep basics, we often hear about deep NREM, slow wave sleep, and REM sleep. Our sources really zero in on these two, why these two specifically form this core sleep.
That's the key question. What the research emphasizes is that it's not just that they're important stages, it's that together they form this active, non-negotiable reboot sequence for your brain and body.
So not just passive rest.
Definitely not. It's a really sophisticated biological process. Your system does critical things during core sleep that it just can't do when you're awake. Think of it like a mandatory system update every night.
Okay, let's break that down. Once we get past the lighter stages, we hit deep NREM, slow wave sleep. We know about the delta waves. But what's the really profound takeaway here for physical recovery, beyond just rest?
Yeah, good point. Because deep NREM is your body's prime time for physical restoration, and it's incredibly active. Your brain is actually orchestrating these critical biological repair jobs.
It's like what specifically?
Well, a big one is a major surge in growth hormone. And that's not just for kids growing, For adults, it's crucial for repairing tissues, regenerating cells, building muscle.
Right.
The sources also really highlight its role in beefing up the immune system. It significantly enhances your body's power to fight off infection, reduce inflammation. And thinking about metabolism, it restores your energy reserves. So if you're an athlete or just have a physically demanding job or life, this stage is absolutely vital. It speeds up muscle recovery, helps prevent injuries.
So deep NREM handles the body's repair shop.
Yeah.
What about the mind, our mental state? Does REM sleep take over there? It tends to happen later in the night, right?
Oh.
And it's linked to dreaming.
It absolutely is the mind's territory. And while the dreams are vivid, REM sleep is fundamentally about neurological and psychological restoration. It's a central hub for that.
Okay, so what's happening in the brain during REM?
A lot, actually. Memory consolidation is huge, turning your day's experiences into lasting memories, making sense of things.
Right, locking it in.
Exactly. And cognitive integration, connecting new stuff you learn with what you already know. It's also critical for emotional regulation, processing feelings, balancing stress hormones like cortisol.
Interesting. So it helps manage stress.
It definitely does. The research also points to its role in creative problem solving, mental flexibility, basically supporting higher level thinking, learning, focus, creativity. It makes you more resilient.
We've got deep NREM for the body, REM for the mind. If we put them together, why is this combination, this core sleep, why is it so non-negotiable for just functioning well every day?
Well, that brings up the flip side, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Without enough of both stages, your body and your brain are left under-recovered. And that hits everything: your performance, your mood, your long-term health.
So core sleep supports what specifically?
It supports that physical anabolic recovery we talked about: muscles, tissues, cells. It boosts your immune defenses. It sharpens cognitive performance, focus, memory, problem solving. It helps you regulate emotions. And it locks in learning.
How much do we actually need?
The sources suggest that adults need around, say, 4 to 5 hours of this quality core sleep just for basic recovery. But, and this is really important, getting the full 7 to 9 hours of total sleep is what lets you cycle through enough times to optimize both deep and REM. That's where complete restoration happens.
The difference between basic and complete is key. Okay, so to really get how to get enough core sleep, we probably need to understand the whole sleep cycle, right? That 90-minute rhythm.
Absolutely. You're not just off when you sleep. Your brain cycles through these distinct phases. Each full cycle takes about 90 minutes. And you typically go through 4 to 6 of these cycles a night. It's quite programmed.
Walk us through a typical cycle.
Okay, so you start with light sleep. That's NREM stages 1 and 2. kind of the wind down. Heart rate slows, muscles relax. Then you drop into deep sleep and REM stage 3, slow wave sleep.
The main physical repair stage.
Exactly. Growth hormone release, immune boost, hardest time to wake someone up. Then you cycle up into REM sleep. Brain fires up, lots of activity, dreaming happens here. Crucial for memory, emotions, learning.
And the timing within the night matters too, you said.
Critically. What the research shows is that early in the night, say the first half, your cycles have much more of that deep sleep. Later in the night, especially the last couple of cycles towards morning, REM sleep starts to dominate.
Okay. And that explains why cutting sleep short is such a problem, doesn't it?
Precisely.
If you only sleep maybe 5 hours, you might get a decent amount of deep sleep from the early cycle.
Right.
But you're basically chopping off a huge chunk of your REM sleep, which happens later.
Exactly. And since core sleep is both deep sleep and REM sleep working together, cutting sleep short means you miss a vital part of that update.
Like stopping a download halfway.
Yeah, good analogy. Your body doesn't finish its physical repairs, and your brain doesn't finish processing thoughts, memories, emotions. Deep sleep restores the body, REM restores the mind, core sleep restores the whole system. You need both.
So, given how important this is, what are the actual consequences? What happens when we consistently miss out on enough core sleep? It sounds like it could be pretty serious.
It really can be. The immediate effects are things most of us know, unfortunately. Poor focus, trouble concentrating, difficulty remembering things, feeling more stressed or anxious, maybe catching colds more easily because your immune system is weaker.
Yeah, the brain fog feeling.
Right. But when it becomes chronic, a regular pattern, the effects really escalate. You're looking at constant fatigue, obviously, but also slower thinking, poor judgment, bad decision-making. There's an increased risk of mental health problems like depression and anxiety disorders, higher chance of getting sick often. And long-term, it's linked to a greater risk of serious chronic diseases, things like heart disease, diabetes, obesity.
Wow. It really cascades.
It does. Basically, you wake up feeling tired, foggy, maybe irritable because your body and brain just didn't get to finish their essential overnight work. They haven't fully restored.
That is, a bit sobering. But the good news, you said, is that we can do things about it. The sources offer practical strategies. So where should we start? What are the biggest culprits messing with our core sleep?
Well, one huge one, probably no surprise, is technology. Or screens.
Blue light issue.
Exactly. We're often staring at phones, tablets, computers right before bed. These screens emit a lot of blue light, which basically tells your brain, hey, it's still daytime. It messes with your internal clock, your circadian rhythm.
Wow.
It actively suppresses the production of melatonin, the hormone that signals sleep time. So even if you feel tired, your brain isn't getting the right signals to initiate deep sleep effectively. It disrupts the whole sleep architecture.
So what do the sources recommend? The obvious turn it off.
Pretty much. The strong advice is to power down devices at least an hour before bed. Use blue light filters or night mode settings if you absolutely must use them. But better still, replace that screen time. Read a physical book, listen to calming music, maybe some light stretching or meditation.
Okay, that makes sense. What about diet? How does what we eat or drink impact core sleep?
Diet plays a really significant role, often more than people realize. The big don'ts before bed are pretty clear. Caffeine is a major one. Coffee, tea, soda, energy drinks. Caffeine can stay in your system for hours, and it literally blocks the brain receptors that promote deep sleep.
Right, and heavy meals.
Yeah, eating a large meal too close to bedtime can cause indigestion or discomfort, which can physically disrupt your sleep cycles, wake you up. On the flip side, some foods might actually help.
Like
Things like bananas, almonds, turkey contain compounds like tryptophan or magnesium that can help boost melatonin or promote relaxation. If you're genuinely hungry, a small, light, healthy snack is probably okay. Just avoid the big meal or sugary stuff.
Got it. And exercise. We know it's good overall, but how does it tie into core sleep specifically?
Regular exercise is fantastic for sleep. It tends to improve both deep sleep and REM sleep quality. People who exercise consistently often fall asleep faster, spend more time in those crucial core sleep stages, and just report better sleep overall. Better physical and mental health follows.
But there's a catch with timing, right?
Yes, that's the crucial caveat. Don't do intense workouts right before bed. That raises your body temperature and adrenaline levels, which is the opposite of what you want for sleep. Aim to finish vigorous exercise at least 2 to 3 hours before you plan to sleep.
Okay, so managing screens, diet, exercise timing, those are big. But the sources also talk about foundational habits, right? things that create the right conditions for sleep night after night. Where do we start there? Consistency.
Absolutely paramount.
Mm.
Your body loves rhythm. Sticking to a regular sleep schedule, going to bed and waking up around the same time every single day, yes, even on weekends, is probably the single most powerful thing you can do.
Why is it so effective?
It anchors your internal body clock, that circadian rhythm. It makes it much easier for your body to anticipate sleep and efficiently move through those deep and REM stages at the right times.
And the bedroom itself,
Yeah.
making it a sleep haven.
Crucial. Your bedroom environment sends powerful signals. Make it as dark, quiet, and cool as possible. Blackout curtains are great. A cool temperature, usually somewhere between 60, 67 Fahrenheit or 15, 19 Celsius, actually helps your body's natural temperature drop for sleep.
Noise.
Yeah, minimize noise. If you can't control external sounds, a white noise machine or earplugs can be really helpful. Make the room a sanctuary just for sleep and relaxation.
And having a wind-down routine, like a signal to your body.
Exactly like a signal. It's a transition ritual. Start winding down about an hour before your target bedtime. Power down the screens, maybe take a warm bath or shower. The cooling down afterwards helps trigger sleepiness. Read a physical book, do some gentle stretches, deep breathing exercises, something calming.
And just reiterating, limiting that evening caffeine and avoiding those heavy meals close to bed.
Yes, reinforcing those points. These foundational habits work together. They create the optimal internal and external conditions for maximizing your core sleep, quality, and quantity.
We covered a lot there, so just to quickly recap for listeners, we need about 4 or 5 hours of core sleep minimum, but aiming for 7 to 9 total hours lets us get enough cycles for full restoration. And skipping it leads to fogginess, poor focus, and long-term health risks.
That's the gist of it, yeah.
What an incredible deep dive into core sleep.
Yeah.
It's really clear it's not just about clocking hours in bed. It's about the quality, the stages, particularly that vital deep NREM and REM sleep. We've seen how technology, diet, exercise impact it, and crucially, those powerful practical steps anyone can start tonight. So maybe take a moment to think about your own sleep. Are you truly prioritizing this foundational core sleep?
Yeah, if we connect this back to the bigger picture, really understanding and then prioritizing core sleep, it's one of the most impactful things you can do for your overall health, your performance, your resilience. Sleep isn't a luxury you earn after a hard day. It's the essential foundation for a good day. It underpins everything body and mind. Making conscious choices here empowers you in ways that really ripple outwards.
So here's something to think about. Imagine what you could accomplish. How much sharper your thinking could be. How much more energy and resilience you'd have if you consistently unlock the full restorative power of your core sleep night after night.
Thanks for tuning in to the Scenario Podcast. Don't forget to visit scenario.com for more expert tips, articles, and supplements designed to support your mental health. If you enjoyed this episode, remember to subscribe and share it with a friend. Until next time, take care of yourself.